Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Self-Care Sunday. My name is Molly. I'm a librarian at Ada Community Library, and I'm so excited to be here with you where we talk all things self-care, which looks like a different thing to lots of different people. We practice mindfulness techniques, things like deep breathing, grounding techniques, also baking, crafting, and other sort of fun recreational activities. We talk about how good it is for you, how important it is to find ways to de-stress and decompress, especially during this time. And I thought today we could venture into some new territory. Now, I don't know about you, but I still am working from home a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot. I'm at my desk probably 2 full days a week, and it can add up. I can feel it in my body. Over the course of the week, again, I don't know about you, but I can slowly feel my body kind of start to do this. Because sitting, especially on a couch, on a bed, at your dining room table, which is what I usually do, it's often not very elevated, the computer that you're at. And when we're answering emails, we're typing away, we're trying to finish projects, I find, for me personally, there's a sort of sinking that happens. My shoulders kind of get up to my ears. That's where I tend to hold a lot of tension. And there's a sort of bowing of my spine. So I have realized lately that not only myself, but a lot of people are experiencing changes in their posture, and that it's good to implement some form of desk yoga or stretching intermittently throughout your day, just like breathing. We talk about deep breathing exercises a lot on this series that goes hand in hand with really paying attention to your posture. Now, again, I'm not a medical expert and I'm not a yoga teacher. I'm not certified in any way, shape, or form, but I am a librarian, and like I've said before, I like to research and I like to know a little about a lot of things. And of course, yoga and stretching is fascinating to me. So there's lots of health benefits to yoga. I think it's been touted for a long time. We know how beneficial yoga is, but I have found in my own personal experience, I don't have any cited sources for this, but I feel that good posture, it feels good, and it can even help prevent injury. It can prevent pain later on in the week. Because I don't know about you, but towards the end of my week, I can kind of feel more neck pain. I can feel my hips are quite tight from sitting for almost 5 or 6 hours a day. And my shoulders, like I said, are really strained and tense. So I have been actually practicing, if you will. I've actually been looking at this amazing yoga teacher online. Her name is Adriene, and she has a YouTube channel called Yoga with Adriene, and she actually has close to almost 8 million subscribers, so you know that she's good. She's incredible. She has lots of different types of guided yoga flows and gentle yoga routines. She has some guided meditations, which I find to be really helpful. She also has a 30-day yoga playlist where you can actually try to do yoga for about 20 minutes a day, every day for 1 month. And I just think that's incredible. Not to mention, all of this is absolutely free. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So I'm actually kind of borrowing a page from her book. She actually has a video, which I will link below, called Yoga at Your Desk. And so I'm sort of referencing that video and kind of making it up as I go. I love Adriene because she really emphasizes do what feels good. So of course, if you watch this and you want to do something different, please feel free to do so. Make it your own and do what feels good. Okay, so let's get started. Stretching during Self-Care Sunday. Woohoo! All right, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. And I know this isn't the best lighting, so thank you for bearing with me. So let's get started. Of course, any sort of yoga is always connected to deep breathing. So let's practice my tried and true principle, which is 5 deep breaths. And again, let's try that together. Here we go. So let's take a deep breath in for 5 seconds. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's hold at the top and let it go. Let's try it again. Feel free to close your eyes, hold to the top, and let go. And just kind of notice how your shoulders feel already. I can feel them sort of settling down with the exhale, so let's try one more breath. We're going to roll our shoulders, so scrunch them up, bring them down, scrunch them up and bring them down. Okay. And let's start with some head circles, and these are very slow, not too fast in one direction. That already feels so nice. And let's do the opposite direction. Whew, I can already feel some kinks getting out. And I like to take, so this is my right hand, and put it on the left side of my head, and just really gently kind of stretching the left side of your head, of your neck, excuse me. And take a deep breath in. Out. And relax to the center and do the same thing on the opposite side. So I'm taking my left hand, placing it on the right side of my head, and not pulling too hard on my head, but just kind of noticing how that feels to stretch the right side of my neck. Can really feel all of this getting released. And another big theme in Adrienne's work is to always kind of be checking your alignment. Make sure that your heart is sort of centered right above your pelvis, and making sure your head, I mean, obviously not right now, your head is nice and tall too. So let's regroup in the center. Roll those shoulders and really pay attention to where our head is at. Grow nice and tall. Make sure your head is stacked above your heart and your heart is right above your pelvis. So again, I'm going to roll my shoulders, and this next part is my favorite part. I tend to do this throughout the day when I'm at the computer, and we're just going to move our face side to side as if we're saying yes. Excuse me, we're just going to move our face from side to side, like we're saying no. So, just going over this way. Oh, yeah. And obviously, if you have any sort of like neck injuries, take this really slow. Take it slow anyway, but just kind of be mindful of how that feels too. And now we're going to do some circles with our head again. I find that doing this action just kind of rounds everything out, recenters. This one's fun, and again, I got this from Adrienne, Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube. This next move, you're going to move to the edge of your seat. I know you can't really see me here, but it will make sense. And we're going to do a very, very gentle twist. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to put it on the left side of my chair, and I'm going to take my left hand and place it behind, and I'm just going to gently twist. Very gently. Don't crank or force this. Just let your spine be gently twisted. Come back to the center. Roll those shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, okay? Take this hand, left hand, put it on the right side of my chair, and put your other hand behind you. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know about you, I can feel this really opening. Okay. Just hold that. My dog is looking at me like I'm crazy. And return to center. Roll those shoulders. I can't remember if we did this yet, but let's do it again. So we're just going to do chin dips to our chest, and then open, and then chin dips to our chest, and then open. This is sort of, to me, if you are familiar with yoga, sort of like the cat-cow motion that you do with your stomach and spine, but with your face and your shoulders, and it feels really good. Next move, this is sort of like an eagle pose. Again, if you're familiar with yoga, if not, totally fine. We're gonna bring our arms out like so. Let's wrap our right hand underneath the left and grab onto the thumbs. Put those elbows up like so. And elongate the neck and head, making sure that that head is centered over the heart. And breathe. Whew. Release. Let's do the same thing for the opposite side. And breathe. Again, pay attention to your alignment here. Make sure you're nice and tall. No hunching in. Release and roll those shoulders. So this next one is going to be a kind of side stretch. So you're going to take your left hand and put it on the left side of your chair. I know you can't see me, but it will make sense in a moment. You're going to take your right hand and just stretch it over. Is this the right way? Oh. Take your right hand onto the right side of the chair and take your left and stretch over the right. Ooh, feels good. For a deeper stretch, you can take your right hand and put it on this side, the opposite side, or the same side that you're stretching for a deeper stretch. And release. Same thing, opposite side. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll those shoulders back and forward. Take your hands, clasp them, and stretch them out as they're interlaced. This feels so nice. I think our hands often get neglected in the stretching yoga game, so this is just a good reminder. And then release. Do a little bit of wrist circles. Rotation of the joints is also, again, I'm not a certified yoga teacher, but I have practiced yoga for quite a few years, and rotation of the joints, I've heard from some of my yoga teachers, is actually quite good for lubricating the joints, making them feel less stiff, helping out with circulation. So you can periodically do that with your wrists, your ankles, that sort of thing. Helpful to do. Yeah. Let's take our hands and put them on our lap. Softly close the eyes. And let's breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold in the top. One more time. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another Self-Care Sunday. If you're interested in doing more yoga at home, we actually offer a class Tuesdays at 6 p.m. with our wonderful instructor, Martha. And you can find that at our website, adalib.org. We have our virtual events calendar up for the summer and ready to go. Also, Yoga with Adriene, as you know, like I said, I'll link it below. Definitely give her a checkout. She's great. I really enjoy her. And I hope you're doing lots of different stretches, breathing techniques, grounding techniques, other fun self-care things to decompress. And I look forward to seeing you next time for another Self-Care Sunday. Take care. Bye.